Good morning everyone, and welcome to my weekly recap video of everything that I have managed to do in the week. And swivel chair. So I have managed to do quite a bit this week, even though it's been so windy. It has rained quite a lot, but I've been doing little bits and pieces rather than one big job. And also I must add, we're quite possibly going to have failure of the week as well, because definitely this week there's been a failure of the week, which I'll tell you about. I have been rather concerned because I found out after I planted my 4 fruit trees, I had an apple, a pear, a plum and a cherry. Then I did a little bit of research and discovered that in order to say that you have an orchard, you need 5 trees or more. So what did I do? I have bought another fruit tree back at Tesco's. Could not resist. In fact, they had some really lovely ones. So I have bought an orange, I have bought a Cox's Pippin orange apple tree. So I planted it. Richard is despairing of me, but we have one more to add to the collection, and I can officially say that I have an orchard. And this one is another apple, and it's a Cox's Orange Pippin, and it's self-fertile, so it doesn't need anything else to self-pollinate. I know exactly where it's going. I'm going to have to take one plant out, but it's a plant that is not very exciting anyway. So I'm going to soak this for an hour while I dig my hole, get this quickly in, and then I have an orchard. Richard, I'm planting another apple tree.
Another one?
Yes, because I needed 5 to have an orchard.
Thought you needed 4.
No,
you
5. I had
5.
4, you need 5.
Oh, right.
So
it's going to make a big difference in the garden.
yes.
All that money we paid to have trees cut down to give us sun, now
Yes.
she's planting trees.
I know, but they're going to be small. So I thought over here, Rich.
Yeah.
Right down here, I'm going to take that out because that's very uninspiring, and I'm just going to have it there. You know, just have a little bit. They're only going to be small.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I approve.
Good.
We better get loads of apples.
We are. We're having apples, pears, plums, and cherries. So we have an orchard, which is most exciting. I have 2 apples, 1 pear, 1 plum and 1 cherry. That's it now, no more. And I'm going to keep them all quite small, hopefully, and we'll see what happens. So I now officially have an orchard, which I am delighted with. Let's just hope that I get some fruit from my orchard. Maybe not this year, but soon, I hope. I wanted to prune my orchard. And I watched, there's a lovely channel called The Busy Gardener. I watched him with all his trees at length, and also Gardener Scott, funnily enough, at very timely moment, put on videos of how to prune his fruit trees. So I watched that. I didn't want to do a "this is how you do it everyone" video because I don't know, but I have learned quite a lot, and I've learned that apples and pear trees, that type of thing, they have one singular stem with branches coming out, but things like my plum and my cherry, they want to be sort of more vase shaped, and then you cut out the middle stem so that it can be open, and then those branches get a lot more stronger and then the fruit that they bear have something strong to hold them. So that's what I did, and it was very I tentatively, that's the word I'm looking for, I tentatively took out the middle stem, as you can see here, from the cherry. So fingers crossed I've done the right thing. They're just beginning to get a lot of little tiny buds, which is very exciting, except on the plum. I haven't seen anything on the plum as yet. And then I also have been going round giving everything a good water, because the little fruit bushes that I planted, they were a gooseberry, a raspberry, a blueberry and a red currant. So I've been looking after those still, and then I've been going round watering all my fruit trees, my orchard, been doing that. Another thing I've been doing is I went round last weekend and weeded the whole garden, and I only really go round probably once a month actually, but I think the most annoying weeds are the tiny ones. The big ones, they're quite satisfying, sort of dig it in, and of course everyone knows you must get the roots, otherwise you might as well not bother. Well, I had my smart pots. I have lettuce coming up in one. I have nothing, just looking, I have nothing anywhere else, but I think the seeds will know when it's time. I'm hoping the seeds will know when it's time, but I was getting a little tedious taking the domes off all the time to do the watering, so I had a solution, or rather Mum gave me a good solution. I have to take them off every time I want to water, which is a big nuisance, but Mum has given me this. So I'm going to cut it down the middle, hopefully, yes, and I'm going to lay this on top, and then I'll be able to water through it, because it's been a bit of a nuisance with those domes, I have to say. There we go, I think that will be better. And I'll use these pins because I can't water very easily. I have to do this every time I water, and as you know, time is precious. I'm going to lay that on. Actually, I've got this one, and I can pin them down still a little bit. So only till they germinate, and hopefully then the birds won't have any seeds to get. If you have any better ideas, please do tell me. The radishes can have the dome. Now it's just so much easier to water. Now one afternoon after I came back from work, it was beautiful and sunny, so I wanted to move the big black pots that I had spent ages moving from one side of the garden over to the other. It was time for them to go back where they were in the first place. Now I've got to move these four from here back to where they were originally, over there. I'll move it along because this has to go here, so that means I've got to move it along this side. same distance, otherwise I won't be able to sleep at night. That's about it, I reckon. Voila! There we are, all back where it was 2 weeks ago. Now for my failure, and it's quite upsetting, my failure. Do you remember a while ago, end of summer probably, I dug up all my calla lilies and all my canna lilies, did all the proper thing you're supposed to do. I carefully dug them up. I spent hours washing them all. I packed them away in the little box, put them in the garage, and I thought, right, I suppose I ought to go and check on my lilies. And my lilies were all soft and squidgy, and I hadn't done it properly. Actually, this one is spongy and mushy. This one has mould. I don't think I've done it properly. I think I've killed my calla lilies. I didn't do it properly, did I? Let's face it. Some people cover them with vermiculite, don't they? In sand. Jeanette, what do you expect when you don't do it properly? These are just no good. They've got mould. Once again, I have this sort of gung-ho attitude to things. But I'm learning, everyone. It's squashy and horrible. They up at the bin. I hold my head in shame, everyone. Compost. I have killed all my lilies. The lilies have gone to the compost bin in the sky, and I'm very sad because 2 good friends gave me those lilies, and if they watch this video, I'm so sorry. I killed the lilies you entrusted with me, and I am forever remorseful for that. However, always a lesson learned. What do I say? It's never a failure unless you fail to learn from it. So please forgive me. I've got a few things that I've got planned for this week. It's Sunday today, so hopefully I might have time to do 1 or 2 of those. But Mummy's coming round because it's Mother's Day. So anyway, I've got a lot of things planned for little jobs, 15 minutes here and there. Thank you for joining me this Wednesday. I will see you again next Wednesday. It's Jeanette here from Enthusiastic Gardener, and have a great week. Bye.